Mortgage rates have gone up. But let's take a look at why. Let's review some news in the past month to gain an understanding as to why this has happened gradually. And then we'll compare what rates looked like a month ago to what they are now. First, let's start on September 22nd, when Fed Chair Powell said that he would begin perhaps tapering in the middle of 2022. That definitely had an impact on the market. Then, the following day, we started to hear about the Evergrande scandal in China, where they started to miss their interest payments on their outstanding bonds that are pretty much sprinkled internationally throughout the globe. And I quote here, "Last week, Evergrande missed an $83.5 million interest payment on an overseas bond, but struck an agreement with domestic investors over a $35.9 million payment, which was also due." A few days later, the Fed, Chairman Powell said, and I quote, "Inflation is elevated, finally, an admission, and will likely remain so in coming months before moderating," Powell said during a Tuesday Senate hearing. As the economy continues to reopen and spending rebounds, we are seeing upward pressure on prices, particularly due to supply bottlenecks in some sectors. These effects have been larger and longer lasting than anticipated, but they will abate, and as they do, inflation is expected to drop back toward our longer run 2% goal. End of quote. The Fed adjusted its inflation prediction from 3.4% in June to 4.2%. A few days after that, we started to hear about the looming government shutdown, and this resulted in President Biden signing a bill to avert the shutdown to December 3rd, and this particular page is not pulling up because I'm sure it's loading up its next set of ads that it wants to hit me with. There we go. Biden signs bill to avert government shutdown, approves bill to fund government through December 3rd. In early October, we started hearing about oil prices and I quote, "After Monday's move by OPEC to reject any notion of adding more supply than it has committed to a market of which it was in absolute control. Prior to Monday's meeting of the 23-nation oil-producing alliance, there had been speculation it might agree to adding beyond the 400,000 barrels per day of new supply it had committed to through end April. But once the video link-up was over among the 13-member Saudi-led organization of the petroleum exporting countries and their 10 allies steered by Russia, the message was clear. There would be no change in supply, that is. On October 8th, we were hit with a dismal report where payrolls rose just 194,000, that's jobs, that is, but it was nowhere near the estimate of the 500,000 jobs that the administration thought it would produce. On October 13th, we were then hit with a pretty bad CPI news release by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, where we learned that the all-times index rose 5.4% for the 12 months ending September. That means year-over-year inflation, folks, was 5.4%. Then it was confirmed after the meeting notes were released of the September meeting of the Fed that they would begin their tapering process by mid-November, not mid-2022. All this among talks and constant talks about inflation, including Twitter's Dorsey warning of surging inflation on one of his tweets after his own platform mistakenly censored a GOP lawmaker who talked about inflation. Here is Jack Dorsey's tweet on October 22nd. "Hyperinflation is going to change everything. It's happening." All this among the supply chain crisis that, according to the Wall Street Journal, is fueling the latest retreat from globalization. What does this mean to you in terms of mortgage interest rates? It means that you're going to pay more for your mortgage. And as an example, on September 22nd, I priced a mortgage at 2.49% interest. It was returning a 0.276 credit, meaning that you would receive $1,104 in credits towards your closing costs. And as of yesterday, October 25th, that same loan of 2.49% is now costing you 1.486% in discount points, meaning that you will now pay $7,046 more for the same loan in just 30 days. I'm really hoping that this video helps you understand why interest rates are going up, and it's up to you to decide whether you think they will continue to go up or come down. Till next time.